So still here with our president, Erin Strieck. Erin, let's talk about a couple of the programs here that the Iowa PGA had started that have now become national programs. I go back to a couple of my mentors, Ed Schumann, Norm Lutonen, Dave Shackelford, Bob Van Fleet, were all PGA professionals at the time, late 70s, early 80s. They decided to start what was called the Iowa PGA Junior Golf Academy. It's held at Pheasant Ridge. It's still going on today.
That's
in its
amazing.
43rd year. So it, again, as you said earlier, this started way back, 40, 50 years ago. We're just the newest stewards of this. We don't own it. We're the stewards. Talk about a couple of the other programs that Iowa has been a part of as far as growth of the game efforts.
And I always go back to you as being one of my mentors, and the fact that, we have two national programs that the PGA of America is using right now that we actually started within our section. You're talking about drive, chip, and putt, and you're talking about give. And those two programs, it's about time that we finally get recognition for starting those programs. And again, those two programs for our section are hugely successful. And for the PGA of America to finally, maybe not recognize that we are on the forefront of what's going on in player development and growth of the game. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice.
And you kind of read the application that we sent in last year, and I think that's one thing that we were pretty proud of is just our golf professionals, our leadership at the time, Ross DeBreer, Larry Glatz, and Tom McCann and the board in the late 90s was doing something because they wanted to grow the game of golf. They did it for the right reasons. They weren't trying to get accolades at the time.
No.
They just wanted to find ways to get more juniors in golf, and we just weren't smart enough to trademark
You
drive,
always
chip,
say
and putt.
that. You always say that.
Again, we talk about it because we had Troy Christensen was our ED, and we
Right.
even asked him, what happens? Did we trademark this? Fortunately, it was not. But again, drive, chip, and putt. Ross DeBreer actually ran at Hyperion in like 97, 98. Brought it to this section. We brought that forward in 1999. We ran it as drive, chip, and putt. We actually ran locals for about 15 years before the national GCP came about. The finals were actually at the John Deere Classic, and so we had Zach Johnson and Steve Stricker a lot of times would be there along with Tess during the week of the John Deere Classic for the finals for all the kids that had qualified at that. So it was kind of a neat week for those kids as well.
Yeah. You know what I also think is neat about that is that Augusta calls us and says, hey, we want a couple of your key people to come and help us run this. I think that's huge. That's a testament to our section and what we do in our programs.
Then in about 2005, a gentleman by the name of Lou King came to the Iowa PGA. He asked for three things. He wanted us to move to a new casino golf course called Blue Top Ridge, Riverside Casino and Golf Resort, with the Keel family that was the main owners of that. And he wanted us to become the home of the Iowa PGA at Blue Top Ridge. That's where we moved our offices there in 2007. And then he wanted to start, Lou was actually a veteran as well, but he wanted to start a program for veterans. We didn't have a name for it at the time in 2005, but it eventually became GIVE, which is Golf for Injured Veterans Everywhere. We've still served over 2,500 veterans during that time. Again, Jim Dickerson won the 2014 Patriot Award. I don't know, Mike Arms, one of your old assistants, is now our lead instructor because Sergeant Major Jim is actually retired, PGA member, lifetime in the Army, and then literally the day after he retired, he is a Hawkeye.
Yes,
not a Panther, but he's a Hawkeye.
He's a Hawkeye, Go Hawks.
And then he obviously did that. Then literally 2 days after he got out of the Army, he became a PGA professional, started his journey to become a PGA member, and then won that national award for the first time. GIVE has become PGA Hope. It's still a great program. We're still proud of our three essentially areas that we do. We have one in Riverside, just south of Iowa City. We have one in Des Moines, then we also have one in Larchwood, which is up by Sioux Falls. But again, that became PGA Hope. Again, two national programs that, as Erin said, she's really proud of
100%.
being part of that. Again, she's just the latest president that gets to pass on that and represent our
absolutely.
Iowa PGA
And
professionals.
again, it is an honor, an absolute honor to push those programs forward. From the past and the forward thinking of our board and our leadership at that time. Just amazing.
Alrighty, well, Erin, anything else you want to close with on this? As again, videos are coming out every Tuesday. This one might come out in May that we're talking about right now. But
I'm just looking forward to our annual meeting where we do actually get to physically have our award. It's going to be a lot of tears, I have a feeling. For pride, because we deserve this award, and it is a long time coming.
You betcha. again, thank you, and again, Iowa PGA, the 2024 Herb Graffis Award winner.